Hi friends, in Planet Earth Dating, it's Sunday, December 20th, 2015. Ra2 here at the microphone of the Lynn-Life, experienced Ra in back of me, Asha in the Jamie body mind, other teammates in other aspects of the physical and actually non-physical, but most of us in the physical and all of us in the subatomic from the perspective of the spirit world viewers. What do I know? I know the assignment is to upgrade the standards of integrity in the search for truth pillar to that which will actually work to manifest the divine plan. And I know that the assignment is to manifest the divine plan. And the data clearly shows that in order to do that, what's needed is a collective restart, because everyone is good and stuck and they don't want to follow instructions from wiser minds above or live their soul plan. They just want to do what they want to do, and that isn't how the system works. So in order to get people unstuck, people meaning sentiences of all varieties, in order to get sentiences unstuck, we need to provide a collective restart so everyone gets going again. And wiser minds above have noticed that it isn't happening without a deadline, so they have given us a deadline of January 17th, 2017 in Planet Earth Dating by which to provide that restart, and have given us a series of nested deadlines that take us from where we are in any moment to that restart. And the next deadline actually occurs tomorrow night, almost midnight on December 21st is the winter solstice, counting it in the Eastern time zone of North America on planet Earth. Our intention is to meet that deadline and all the deadlines that follow. And with that, the videoed portion of today's efforts began.
This mosquito bit me on the face.
We work with the new nature realms presences.
That's true.
And those who are willing to have their programming changed.
That's true.
And if they aren't willing to upgrade their operating system, we're done with them.
It's going for your face now.
All right, we're done. Well, it's possible
Yeah.
what we're searching for down below is truth on which to base our lives.
That would make
so
sense.
it's possible the question to drill bit
Yes.
is, how deep must we reach in order to find truth on which we can all base our lives?
That is true.
It's not so much that we're going for presences.
That's true.
We're going for foundations of truth.
That's true.
Experienced Ra and I are kind of like stepping out onto a balcony, and the balcony opens up onto the search for truth pillar, the entire open pillar, and I can see, hey Garth, I can see people at many levels up and down the pillar. Hey
That's
Cosa, hey Ulysses, good to see you, bud. And I know that I, Ra2, am supposed to say something about my own experience this last roughly 24 hours. Roughly 24 hours ago, I was given an opportunity to follow Black Wolf into a job that he had been doing for a couple of weeks, give or take.
That's true.
And he had been given an opportunity to go lead the effort in Thing 1 because it wasn't coming together according to the specifications as assigned by wiser minds above.
That's true.
Progress was being made, good progress was being made, and thank you Ulysses and Paul and Glenn and the entire Thing 1 team who's here in the pillar, and it's thanks to you that that project is as close to completion as it is, and good for you.
That's true.
And we hope that you finish your sorting work, the work of sorting truth from untruth, quickly so that you can get back there, because I know you want to be there when that shovel breaks through the bottom of Thing 1 and can connect to truth below.
That's true.
So keep on the work and keep your focus, and don't get distracted by anything or anyone. And I'm supposed to tell you my experiences, and I think the idea is that that should help you stay focused on your assignment.
That's true.
We began this search for truth process upstairs. We did not begin it here. We began upstairs. We became aware of your group and your work because of Luce's presentations, and we were fascinated by the presentations, and we had been waiting for something to come along, watching for something that might give us what we needed to have breakthrough, because we felt stuck in our progress. Not that we weren't making any progress, we were, but progress was achingly slow.
That's true.
And it didn't feel right. It felt like something was missing. And then Luce came along and gave his presentation, and it seemed like possibly this might be what we had been waiting for.
That's true.
And we started working upstairs, and I see Ulysses nodding and smiling,
Yes.
and Cosa nodding and smiling. And we thought we were doing it. We really did. And we had conveniently crossed out paragraphs that we didn't want to address. We really thought that they didn't apply to us.
That's true.
And we just ignored all of those. And then we came down here and started a day at a time, and then 2 days and 4 days, and then a week at a time. And I think I'm probably up to a month at a time now in my commitment to the Search for Truth community. And integrity matters more than we think it does. And so first things first, let us all examine the commitments we already have on the table and do what it takes to meet those commitments. And I see a lot of people looking as though they had commitments that they had almost forgotten about.
That's true.
And they feel sad about that and sorry about that, and are looking at those commitments again. And some of us are feeling as though those commitments are impossible.
That's true.
And to those of us who are feeling that way, I would say, friends, integrity matters for so much more than we think it does. And to not give up, to really give it our all before saying, well, that's impossible, I'm not going to be able to do that. What Experienced Ra is saying is, what would you base that on? What do you base it on? How do you know you can't do it? Have you really gone for it like your hair is on fire? So first things first, if we have made a commitment to this venture, then to keep our commitment. And we have committed, if we have committed to this venture in the Search for Truth community, then we have signed a document that says that we intend to do the work as assigned by wiser minds above. And here's the kicker, 2 specifications, and here's the double kicker, in every moment. That means no coming in to Search for Truth, flinging our coat on the chair, getting a drink from the fridge, putting our feet up and
That's
resting.
true.
That's not in every moment. That's something else.
That's true.
But that we can come in, put our coat down, get the drink, and as we're doing that, sort out truth from untruth in our experiences. Experiences of life, experiences of sentience are coming at us in a continual stream, no matter what our level of presence is. This is what it is to be a sentient presence.
That's true.
Right? And some of those experiences are true, and many of them are convoluted distortions of truth.
That's true.
And the trick is to develop the skills to be able to detangle what's actually going on from what appears to be going on. The skill is actually of looking straight up and out the top of our heads as if there's a giant mirror up there asking to be shown what is going on behind the mask of this other person with whom I'm interacting. And person is a word that I'm using to mean sentient presence of any variety.
That's true.
And we notice when we begin to use this bounce off the mirror technique that what's going on in the inner world of our companion is often diametrically opposed to the mask that they're presenting to us.
That's true.
Which of course explains a lot about how confusing life is.
That's true.
Again, I have that prod to share my personal experience, and I do acknowledge that I've been dragging my feet on that, and that was the assignment. I have discovered that my channels don't stay up very well. which means that I haven't been keeping them up. Between the body, mind, and experienced Ra, they're not cutting me any slack, and they point it out to me moment by moment when my channels come down, which they do all the time. They say your channels are weak and lazy, and that's true. My channels are weak and lazy, but I am now working with their continual prodding, which sometimes I appreciate and sometimes I do not appreciate. I'm working to train my channels up so that I can come to see what's really going on and not get taken in by the projections. What else I know, and this does not give me great joy to announce it, is that I see now that I thought that I was doing the same thing that experienced Ra was doing. I really was holding on to that idea. And now that I'm here sharing a body with him, that's pretty clearly not the case. And it bothers me. That really bothers me. I'm not used to being a number 2 guy. I'm not.
True.
I'm used to being the person in charge, and for that to be appropriate.
That's true.
I'm used to being the most capable person in the room. I see, just with the structural nature of the energy body and what it means for a soul to follow another soul into a job, into a physical host, into a space,
Yes.
that I think that Black Wolf, I know that Black Wolf has been doing this job better than I'm doing it. And I know that his energy body is stronger than mine, and his channels go up longer and stay up longer. I see how I don't want to say, and that means that he's probably better at this than I am. I see how I just don't want to say that.
That's true. I feel that.
I see how resistant I am to acknowledging that I'm not the best in the room, and not only am I not the best, it's possible I'm not second best. And so I say to my dear friends, and to you, Ulysses, who I love like a brother,
That's true.
this stinks, but it does seem to be the truth, and now we have an opportunity to choose what we do with this. Do we choose this as an excuse? Do we choose to relate to this with excuses, or do we choose to relate to this as motivation? And I could make a lot of excuses about myself, and that would make me look worse, not better.
That's true.
And I want to set a good example, and so I choose to use this as motivation. And so I say, well, if I want to think that Black Wolf doesn't have me edged, then I will look for all the data I can find that supports that position.
That's true.
I could flip it upside down and say, well, let me just take as my working theory that Black Wolf does have me edged, and see what lines up with that. Well, I can see when we were both over in Thing 1 yesterday,
Yes.
and we were working together in Thing 1, and Black Wolf's clarity about what to do was better than mine, and that's why I was called here.
That's true.
And he was sent back to Thing 1 to keep it going, as he was doing a better job there. So if he was doing a better job there, which I acknowledge, and he was doing a better job here,
Yeah.
which I
that's
also
true.
acknowledge.
That's a pretty solid case.
See how I want there to be wiggle room. I want to say, well, that suggests two cases suggestive of Black Wolf doing a better job.
That's true. That's true.
Which is a reference to Ian Stevenson's work and one of
That's
his
true.
books, 20 Cases Suggestive of Reincarnation. Ian Stevenson's body of work pretty conclusively proving
That's true.
that reincarnation is solidly real.
That's true.
And that the law of cause and effect is real. What goes around comes around. The damage we do in one life, we get to revisit in another,
That's
but from
true.
the opposing side of the experience.
That's true.
So that's what I would say to my comrades here, is that the law of cause and effect is real, and to not drag our feet and not be a hindrance, not be a hazard on the course to our new companions, but to be true teammates to them, true teammates, and to be the kinds of teammates that we would want to have when we ourselves are leading a team.
Ulysses is crying.
This morning, when we were working on the run, and Black Wolf, he did something like kiss Ra's robe.
That's true.
And that bothered me at the time.
That's true.
I could feel that what Black Wolf was saying to experienced Ra is, thank you so much for helping me get my head on straight about this assignment.
That's true.
I don't think I could have done this without you.
That's true.
And I can say that to experienced Ra, thank you so much for helping me get my head on straight about these assignments I've been having, because I wasn't doing it without you.
That's true.
I think he should be kissing my robe. After all, I came from the higher dimension.
That's true.
It's just bigotry. If we flip it upside down, it's revealed as bigotry, and I learned that trick from experienced Ra.
That's true.
All right. So to Ulysses and Cosa, I would say, as unlikely as it seems, I think that these more experienced souls are presences we need to be listening to right now.
Cosa feels kind of like, yeah,
she knew
that's
it
what
all
I've been
along.
saying.
Yes. So to Ulysses, I would say, I can learn from experienced Ra. And maybe you could learn not only from experienced Ra, but from Black Wolf.
That's true.
And I see how that bothers Ulysses as much as learning from experienced Ra bothers me, but it's still the truth.
That's true.
And I can see it in Ulysses. Like, I can see it. I can see, goodness gracious, Ulysses, get over that. Swallow whatever's in your craw.
That's
Black
true.
Wolf's got you beat, and you could learn from him. Be a running buddy. Go with it with Black Wolf. Just, have him pull you forward and you pull him forward.
That's true.
Breathe hot on his neck. We have been taught from day one of our sentience in each level that we are now superior to the levels beneath us.
That's true.
And that's just not true. We see that now. We see that's not true. We see every person is unique and every
That's true.
situation is unique. The only way to know what's really going on is to put our channels up to wiser minds above. Higher, 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 higher. How high must we reach to connect with the presence of true integrity? And then say, what now?
Now.
What now, in order to manifest the divine plan?